Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making this fun Minnie Mouse ears headband. If you enjoy such videos, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, let's just get started with the video. We're gonna start by making the ears, but since the ears are in black, I'm just gonna use a different color so that it's just clearer on camera. To start off, you're going to do a magic ring. You're going to wrap the yarn around your finger in the shape of an X. Grab your hook, go under the right side, then over the left side and drag it under the right side and twist your hook. Then you're gonna go under the left side again and pull the yarn through your loop. And then you're going to chain one. So you're going to yarn over and pull the yarn through your loop. Next, you're going to do 12 double crochets into the magic ring. To do a double crochet, you're going to yarn over and insert your hook into the magic ring, yarn over and pull through. You're going to have 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over and pull through the first 2. Then you're going to yarn over and pull through the remaining 2. So that's your first double crochet. You're going to repeat that so that by the end you have a total of 12 double crochets inside the magic ring. The chain one that you did at the beginning does not count as a double crochet. Once you're done, you're going to pull on the tail of your magic ring to close it. To close round 1, you're going to slip stitch into that first double crochet. So you're gonna skip the chain and then instead into that first double crochet, you're gonna insert your hook and then you're going to yarn over and pull it all the way through. To start with round 2, you're going to chain 2, which will not count as a double crochet. And then you're going to do 2 double crochets into that first stitch. So that's going to be your double crochet increase. An increase is basically doing 2 stitches in the 1 stitch. So that's the first double crochet, and then you're going to do another double crochet into that first stitch. And then you're going to be double crocheting with an increase all around. So in each stitch, you're going to do 2 double crochets so that by the end of round 2, you should have a total of 24 stitches. Similar to before, to close round 2, you're going to be slip stitching into that first double crochet. So again, you skip the chain 2 and just slip stitch into that first stitch. For round 3, you're going to start by chaining 2 and then you're going to do a double crochet into that first stitch. And then into that second stitch, you're going to do a double crochet increase. And then you're going to repeat this pattern all around of doing 1 double crochet followed by a double crochet increase all around, and by the end of round 3 you should have a total of 36 stitches. To close the round, you're going to skip the chain 2 and slip stitch into that first double crochet. For round 4, you're going to chain 2 and we're done increasing. So for this round, you're just going to be doing double crochets all around, starting from that first stitch. And at the end of this round, you should have a total of 36 stitches. Once you're done, you're going to cut the yarn and finish off. People just, finish off differently. Some people just slip stitch into that first double crochet and then cut the yarn and pull it all the way through. However, what I do is I'd rather finish off using an invisible stitch. So I cut the yarn before finishing the round and I pull it all the way through. And then using a needle, we're going to insert the needle not in the first double crochet but in the second double crochet. You're going to insert the needle from the back to the front and pull it all the way through. And then into that last double crochet of round 4, you're going to insert your needle from the center towards the back. And with that, you have created an invisible stitch. And the rest of the tail, you're just going to weave it in on the inside, but you also want to still leave a long tail later on to attach it to the headband. You're going to repeat the same pattern to create the second circle. One of them only just needs to have a long tail for stitching and everything else. So to stitch them together, you're going to align the two circles back to back, and then using your tail and needle, you're gonna go through a stitch on one circle and then into a stitch on the other circle. And you're gonna go into the whole stitch. And then you're just gonna repeat that all around. Once you're almost done stitching the two circles together, you're gonna get some toy stuffing, and then you're gonna stuff the ear a bit before closing it completely. Crochet 2 ears and leave a long tail so that you attach them to the headband. Moving on to the bow, you're gonna start with a slip knot. You're gonna wrap the yarn around your finger in the shape of an X, grab your hook, go under the right side over the left side, pull it under the right side and twist it, and then let go of the yarn, and then just tighten it around your hook. And then you're gonna chain. So you're gonna yarn over and pull through the loop. You're gonna continue to chain for a total of 21 chains. And then you're gonna start half double crocheting across, starting from the second chain away from the hook. So to half double crochet, you're gonna yarn over and insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. With 3 loops on your hook, you're gonna yarn over and pull through all 3 of them. You're going to be half double crocheting all across, so that by the end of row 1, you should have a total of 20 stitches. Once you reach the end of row 1, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work around. Then from row 2 till row 10, you're going to be half double crocheting all across the row into that full stitch, and at the end of each row, you should continue to have 20 stitches. Once you're done, you should have a rectangle. You're going to cut the yarn and finish off. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna yarn over and pull the yarn all the way through to finish off. And then you also want to leave a long tail to stitch the bow at the end. To create the bow shape, using a needle, you're going to weave the tail from the corner towards the center. Since the row is made up of 20 stitches, the center is going to be 10 stitches away from the edge on each side. To create the bow shape, you're going to pinch the rectangle in the center and then just pull the center together and make sure it folds nicely. Once you're happy with the shape of your bow, you're going to use your tail and needle to stitch the center by going from one side to the other and making sure you go through the folds of the bow. You're going to be stitching back and forth through the 2 center stitches of the rectangle until the bow shape is secure. Once you're done, cut your tail and weave it in. Moving on to the center of the bow, you're going to start with a slip knot and then you're going to chain 5. And then you're going to single crochet starting from the second chain away from the hook. So you're gonna yarn over, and with 2 loops on your hook, you're gonna yarn over and pull through. You're going to single crochet across so that by the end you have a total of 4 stitches. At the end of the row, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work around. And then from row 2 till row 12, you're going to be single crocheting all across, and by the end you should have a total of 4 stitches. Once you're done, cut the yarn and finish off. Make sure to leave a long tail. I obviously didn't leave enough of a long tail here, so yeah, I recommend leaving a longer tail than this. To finish off the bow, you're going to grab the middle section, you're going to wrap it around the center of the bow, and then you're just going to stitch it in the back by using a needle and going from one side to the other. Once you're done stitching the back of the bow, you're still gonna need a long tail to stitch the bow to the headband. Now that all the pieces are done, it's time to assemble the Mickey Mouse ears headband, starting with the ears. Using the tail that you left when stitching the ears, you're going to stitch them to the headband by going around the headband and into the ear over and over until it's secure. Try your best to position the ears equally away from the center, and when stitching, when you're going from the headband and then into the ear, make sure you go into those like edge stitches on the ears where you did the stitching all around. You want to stitch as close to the edge as possible, but you still want the ears to be secured enough to the headband. To stitch the bow to the headband, you can start by securing it in place with a bit of pins so that it doesn't move as you stitch it, and then in the back, use your tail or a piece of red yarn to stitch the bow to the headband by going around the headband and into the bow, similar to how we did the ears. And then when you're done, you're just going to weave your tail and cut any excess yarn. From the front, you can secure the edges of the bow to the ears so that they don't flap or anything. You can use a piece of red yarn and stitch the edges of the bow to the ears. You can also use a bit of glue to do this instead of stitching, or even with the stitching, just to secure it even more. And that's it. The Minnie Mouse ears headband is done. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!